AITA for not allowing my late husband's affair partner come to his funeral. 3 weeks ago my husband died in a car accident halfway across the country. He said he was going to a work trip, but we later found out that all of that was just another one of his lies, and he was actually on a cheating trip. Something he'd seemingly been doing for at least the past 5 years. So yeah, it's been a very fun few weeks. Feel fantastic. Our kids are 7F, 14 meters and 19 meters. Only the eldest knows about the affair, and we all agreed to keep it to ourselves. The problem lies with his partner. She wanted to be involved. I told her that wouldn't be possible and she should respect our privacy. Even putting my feelings aside, though he's trying to be strong for his younger siblings. My eldest is battling with his anger and grief. Having her there would only cause problems regardless. She was there when we arrived at the graveyard, standing some distance away, but she was still close enough to everyone to just make her stand out as if she wants to be seen. I told my brother and he removed her without causing too much of a scene. Afterwards she sent me a text which summarized basically called me selfish for blocking her from being there and saying I robbed her of the chance to say goodbye properly. For some reason this is slightly bothering me. I've found myself justifying my actions to myself repeatedly since receiving that text. I still believe I did what was right and put my kids first. She had no business there and her presence would only cause drama. She could always go to his grave whenever she wants to say goodbye. Was I the asshole? NTA. If she wants to say goodbye properly, she can pay for a memorial service of her own. Having an affair with someone who already has a spouse and children has drawbacks. Not being welcome at weddings, funerals, and other family functions is one of them. She cannot plausibly claim to be surprised at being asked to leave. NTASHE apparently knew she was having an affair with a married man and father, and she is unreasonable expecting anything from you. I'm sorry for what you're going through. This must be a hell of a time. NTA. She was playing around knowingly with a married man who had a family, and now she has the nerve to call you the selfish one? No sympathy for her. You do what you need to do to protect your kids and family. NTA. She should be absolutely ashamed of herself. I get she's grieving, but so is his family, who just lost a husband and father and now also have to deal with the fact that he was unfaithful. And she wouldn't be grieving if she didn't mess around with him in the first place. If she had any class at all, she would stay away. And please, for the love of God, keep the lawyers close in case she comes knocking claiming she's with child demanding money. NTA. This lady needs to know her place. She was a side piece and she needs to stay where she belongs. Your family is grieving. She has no right to destroy that. I hope one day I get to a place where even the most egregious, disgusting action doesn't bother me because I'm that full of myself. Actually, no, I don't. Of course you're NTA. NTA. When my brother passed, I refused to allow his cheat partner to attend. He left his wife and child for a woman who got him hooked on drugs. When he passed, she said he was her soulmate and deserved to be there. I said the only way she would be there is if she died and was getting buried on the same day. She had no right to be there. She had no right to even ask. NTA. She thinks you are the selfish one? Is her head really that far up her ass? Your children's need to grieve and say goodbye to their father without their father's affair partner looming in the background is far more important than anything she wants. How cruel and thoughtless. Edit. This wasn't thoughtless. This was a calculated choice. Although I'd expect nothing less from someone who knowingly engages in a years-long affair with a married individual. For what it's worth, Your husband is equally to blame, but this is about her actions. I'm so sorry for your loss and the upheaval this entire situation has caused you and your family. But I can't believe the audacity of this person, knowing that you have 3 children to care for and comfort during this time. But the only thing she's considering is herself. If she wanted to be openly acknowledged for important life and death events, then perhaps she shouldn't have taken the role of the secret side piece. And the cardinal rule of that role, to which she assigned herself, is to remain secret. Unfortunately, your husband is gone now, leaving his loved ones to deal with the pain his actions, along with his side piece, has wrought. She's had her time with him. The decent thing would have been to at least allow his family, you and your kids, to mourn his passing in peace, instead of making the day about her. You even questioning your decision at the gravesite is showing her more compassion than she's afforded you and your family. Definitely NTA. NTA. What an unbelievable thing to do. NTA. I robbed her of the chance to say goodbye properly. I don't understand the insane superstitious culture that rears its head around funerals and death. She can say goodbye literally any way she wants to. And many of those ways involve not impeding upon the grieving family. NTA. When you're that person involved in the affair like that, you have to accept not being involved like this. He dies in a trip to see her and she has the nerve to say you have robbed her. She is the selfish one here, whilst it takes 2 and your husband was at her fault. She should never have got involved with him. Quite correct to say she had no business there. Block her number and think no more about her. NTA. She robbed herself of the chance to be a real part of her lover's life when she chose to be a side piece for an adulterous liar rather than be an honest partner to an honest man or woman. If she wanted a chance to say goodbye, she should have done it the moment she found out he was married. She demonstrated a total lack of self-respect and respect for you by screwing around with your husband. And you owe her no respect now. NTA. By accepting her attendance and allowing her to be part of the service would be telling the world and your kids you accepted your husband's betrayal of his wife and family. He kept her secret for a reason, and that reason was he didn't consider her valuable enough to change his home life to be with her. You should remind her of her worth to your husband. If he truly wanted her to be more than entertainment, he would have left his family for her. NTA. Wow. My mouth was literally hanging open while reading this. I'm so sorry. Up. Sending internet hugs. NTA. You are not selfish at all. You don't owe this woman a single thing. Least of all upsetting your younger children at their father's funeral. You handled it with more grace than a lot of other people would. The fact that this woman would say that to you shows her lack of character. After all, she slept with a married man and didn't care about that either. NTA. I am so sorry for everything that has happened. She sounds like a real piece of work. You absolutely didn't have to invite her. She can mourn in her own way, away from you and your grieving children. You did the right thing. Don't let her manipulate you. NTA. Explaining how she knew your late husband would only open up drama, and the funeral was not at all an appropriate place. If she wants to say goodbye, she can, as you suggested at his grave. She's not thinking about you. You and your oldest son's emotions grappling with loss and betrayal while trying not to involve your two youngest in the truth. Condolences and have a big internet hug from me. NTA. She had no problem adding embarrassment, anger and worry for your kids' feelings to your grief, which she is partially responsible for despite not causing the crash herself. She is thinking of nothing but herself. NTA. He would be alive if he wasn't off visiting her, so she can get stuffed. She has no place at your family funeral. She is not family. She can say goodbye by herself some other time.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.